What is up? So I only have 10 minutes before I have to go to the gym. But here we are. We're going to live stream. This is by the way, this is the best hoodie in all of the land. I got it in the mail the other day, and I'm so excited about it. It fits really well. It's really, really comfortable. So guys, I wanted to talk about something because I think that there is just a big, large confusion, and granted, everybody's version and definition of coaching is obviously different. But I kind of just wanted to talk about what the hell a coach even does. Like, what does that even mean, right? Like, what does that even mean? So for me, and like in everybody I've worked with and my clients, it's basically, so there's a lot of things that goes into it. Obviously, you should hire somebody who has, experience in doing the things that you're looking to hire them to do or help you with. Does that mean that they need to have ran a business exactly like yours? No. Does that mean that they need to know every nook and cranny detail of the way that your business operates? No. Does that mean that they need to have the same education as you? No. Does that mean that they need real life experience? Yes. Obviously, it's a question that you ask. And plus, another thing is you can just pay attention. You can tell whether somebody... I'm a firm believer that if you're going to hire a coach, it's extremely imperative that you look at the fact that they... if they're consistent or not, if they're walking their talk, if they're full of shit, or if they're real. Like, that's the biggest thing. Ran a business exactly like yours. That was literally the same question I was about to ask. Good question, Justin. So, or even in the same industry. I mean, I have several clients. So my background is in insurance and automotive repair and body work, right? So I have several clients that own body shops, but I also have clients that own marketing agencies, hairstylists, let's think, work as a salesperson in IT, own an electrician company, own a pharmaceutical company, work as a manager in a large business, work as a salesperson. Like, so basically, I could talk on forever, but I have a wide range of people that I'm able to successfully really, really help. And quite honestly, like, the fact that, for example, okay, I had a client for a while that was in pharmaceuticals. I don't know shit about pharmaceuticals. I don't need to. What I was helping him do was manage himself. What was on his plate, what he needed to create, what he needed to move forward and do with what was presented to him, what he wanted to build from here to here, right? I didn't need to know what drug count was where and what program. Whoops, we got interrupted. Sorry. We got interrupted by a phone call. My bad, I usually mute it. But anyway, so I didn't need to necessarily know the difference in order to help him. I wish he was on here because he could tell you. So no, like, I think that there is a time and a place. Like, for example, a friend of mine just recently hired someone who has a really long background in the type of construction that he does, and it's because he's just not really sure what to do to grow that specific business more so than anything. So of course, like, it's beneficial to have someone that can help you if they have that same industry. It really depends on what you're looking for. Like, what is the solution that you're wanting to create? Hey, Emily, what's up, girl? What is the solution you're wanting to create? Ask yourself that. And I think if it's extremely little bitty pigeonholed situation, then maybe hiring somebody who specifically is from your industry may be your answer. But do I believe that you need that in order for them to be a good coach for you? Absolutely not. Like I said, I help people from all over doing all kinds of different things. But like, what a good coach does is helps you break down and get really clear on what it is that you're wanting to do. Basically, like, where you are now, where you want to go. Like, what's the difference between those two things? What do you need to do to get there? What are you willing to do to get there? And then the problem that a lot of people don't have, and that's the missing link, in my opinion, and anybody I know who's uberly successful when it comes to hiring a coach, but also being a coach, is they offer the accountability side of things. Like a coach should be able to be in your corner with you along the way. As you're making those steps and taking those leaps and climbing that ladder to get from point A to point B, your coach is there, right? Like they got your back. They're holding you accountable. They're there when you freak the fuck out because you encounter something new and crazy that you were not expecting, that makes you uncomfortable and makes you want to retreat back to point A. Because it's going to happen. It happens every single time. It's what we do. We get uncomfortable, we get nervous, and instead of leaning into it and pushing through it, we back up. Which is why most people don't ever, or it takes them 3 times more to get to their end result, because they don't have somebody there saying, no, 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 like it's okay for you to feel this way, but let's deal with it and move forward. Don't let it stop you. I mean, and that's something I pride myself on when it comes to coaching, and it's because, I mean, I know that's how it goes. Like the most success that I see with my clients are the people who are committed to doing this and having me be a support system to them. Because life does happen. Life will always happen around you, and those things will stop you from being able to progress. Because it's your normal to squirrel moment to those things versus staying eyes on the prize, right? So when you have somebody that's helping you keep eyes on the prize, you're going to get there a lot faster and a lot more efficiently for sure. So a coach should be somebody who can obviously give you advice, but also give you resources, help you find your own resources. Because a lot of times we have the resources we need. We have the tools we need in our toolbox. We just don't realize it because we're so close to our own situations that we can't see the big picture always. Or we can't see that maybe I can go this way and actually get there faster without having to hire 6 people and deal with 18 years worth of crap. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have a coach, they should be able to look, they're the outside looking in. They're looking above it because they're not as close to it as you are. Like I talk about with me personally, like my clients, like your business is your baby, right? Well, their business is like my niece. Like my niece Zoe, love her. She's amazing. I would drive to the ends of the earth for her. But when I wake up every morning, she's not in front of me. When I go to sleep every night, she's not in front of me. So it's obviously not the same as being my baby, but I care a lot about her and her well-being. And that's what, in my opinion, a good coach should do. Like they should truly be invested and give a shit about what it is that you're building and what you're doing, because they should be in your corner, like 100%. Because it does get weird when you're making shifts, whether it's business-wise or mindset-wise or in your personal life, you're having tough, awkward conversations, or you're telling your employees like, hey, we're switching this up. Like after you're done, you feel like it feels weird and you're like, oh my God, is everyone going to quit? Like, I don't even know what's going to happen because you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone. So in those moments, being able to say, hey, Jamie, like this is what I did. Holy crap. I followed through with this situation. I'm able to kind of talk you off the ledge, right? And I feel like any coach should be able to be that support system. Obviously, there's a boundary there, or should I say, like, I'm not coddling anyone. I'm definitely also not holding people's hands per se, but I do reach down and pull them up when they need me to. Basically, like, there's got to be a balance there, and I believe a good coach knows the difference and can create that for you. But and it also comes down to being able to ask questions and knowing what it is that you're looking for and what you want from them. Like that's the biggest thing I think a lot of people don't recognize is they're like, I have to hire this, like, they have this like super specific idea in their mind, or they have this really like drastic vision of what coaching is. And like someone's going to ask you to like, I don't even know what somebody might think you're going to ask, but it's a really beneficial thing, and it's definitely something that I will never ever go without again. I know that for sure. I hired my first coach before I had enough money to pay her, but I paid her and I figured it out, and I've had one ever since. What is up, Kyle? Hi. So anyways, guys, I have a few more minutes if anybody on here. I see we have several people live. If anybody on here has questions about coaching, like Justin asked a pretty good question earlier. about, like, does a person have to run a business exactly like yours or be in your exact industry? And I don't believe that they have to. I think that there's benefits to that if you can find that, but do I think they have to have absolutely ran a business exactly like yours? No. I think there's general business knowledge or life knowledge that people have and experience that can help you. But I do think you should pay very close attention to whether they're full of shit or not. And you can tell if somebody's full of shit or not by looking at their content. Like, is it consistent? Is it always the shiny penny side of things? Like, that's the biggest thing for me is, like, if you only show me the shiny penny, bright and shiny, bow on top of your head version of your life, like, I personally don't even want to, like, talk to you versus have you be my coach, because that's all bullshit. So it's important to know that somebody is walking their talk and that they're, like, following their own words. Or are they just, like, barking a bunch of fucking nonsense at you? Like, there's a difference between being a power, which is meaning they're speaking a bunch of shit at you, but never telling you how you can do it, or never telling you their own experiences or their own struggles, and someone who's being powerful and tries to explain things to you where you can use them in your life, or you can learn a lesson from their lesson. Like, that's powerful. That's lifting people up. That's not barking at someone. There's a big difference. How did you start your coaching business? I've been consulting a few for free, kind of as practice, but haven't monetized yet. So that's a great question, Kyle. When I first started, I was doing service-based work for people, but also consulting with them. So they would pay me a monthly retainer. I would help them either create a marketing plan, manage an event, or manage their business. And along with that came me consulting with them. What I recognized, so they were paying me a fee for both because I knew I had the knowledge and they needed the knowledge. So that became part of the thing. Like, I was doing a service, but also consulting as a service too. And what I recognized was that I was spending 90% of my time coaching and consulting versus actually doing things, meaning doing the service itself. Plus, I enjoyed it a lot more. Plus, it was more time effective for me. It fit the lifestyle I wanted to create. So that was when I made that shift. Within the last year, I shifted from majority of my clients for 2 years being people that I did both for, and now 95% of my clients are people I only do coaching and consulting for. So Kyle, basically, like, it comes a point where if you feel like you're adding value to them and you can help them create a transformation and you have the structure and discipline behind it in order to create that for them, then I think that that's, the questions you need to ask yourself on if it's something you can monetize. Because I think, like, having some conversations with people here and there and giving them some advice is one thing, but you need to have, like, a level of expertise behind you. And again, I don't know exactly what you're consulting people on, so I'm not saying that you don't have the level of expertise, but I feel like it's important that you have that, like, really solid ground before you can, branch out and be like, hey, I'm going to charge coaching fees. Do I believe people should pay you for your time? Yes. If somebody wants you to, spend a couple hours on the phone with them going over something about their business that there's nothing wrong at all with you saying, hey, great, I'd love to do that. Like, this is how much it costs. And that's kind of where it starts, is being, realizing that you are providing a value. And then you have those stories as well that you can share of the results that you've helped other clients get. So you've been able to help people get a result. That's a big thing, is being able to kind of talk about that, like what you've built, but also what you've helped other people get clear on or build for themselves. So by doing what you're doing right now, by consulting with people, that's huge, because all that is, that's proof. That's proof that you know what you're talking about. So pay really close attention and document that stuff. And that's stories that you can start telling and things that you could talk a lot about, especially like on social media, and when you talk about how you've helped other people. And you don't need to give their specific business name or their, sales growth or anything really specific detail about that client, because it's not about that client. It's about the result you help them receive. So the more you talk about that, the more inquiries you're going to get of people saying, hey, can you help me do that too? See what I mean? Coaching 101. All right. I have to go. I have to go leg day, guys. I have to go leg day. Brent's going to go kick my ass. So I'm going to do that. Thank you guys for being here. If you have any other questions about coaching in any way, shape, or form, what a coach does, how to find a good one, what questions you have, blah, 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 just document them here, and I will, I'll get back to you in about an hour when I'm done getting my ass kicked at the gym. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for hanging out. Bye.